Welcome to the Interactive Knowledge Challenge for July 28th, 2026. Let's just dive right into this explainer and test your knowledge on some of today's most fascinating global and national updates. We've actually got a pretty fantastic lineup of recent developments to cover, spanning education, sports, and, cutting-edge space exploration. These are stories that really show just how far human ingenuity and resilience can push us.
So, before we get into the nitty-gritty details, see if you can mentally lock in your answers to a couple of incredible stories of human and technological triumph. Can you name the Indian weightlifter who just made a miraculous 7-year comeback? Or how about the AI mission that is currently heading straight for Saturn's rings? Think about what it takes to bounce back from a devastating sports injury, or, how we might actually go about scooping up stardust from a planetary ring. Keep those thoughts in the back of your mind as we work through today's challenges.
Section 1. Empowering India's future students.
To kick things off, let's talk about how the government is removing financial barriers to higher education. What is the primary objective of the PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme that was launched back in November 2024? Lock in your answer mentally. Does it provide free laptops to all college students? Does it offer scholarships exclusively for overseas education? Free coaching for civil services aspirants? Or does it provide financial support to meritorious students for higher education?
Well, if you guessed financial support to meritorious students for higher education, you are absolutely correct. Launched in November 2024, PM Vidya Lakshmi is a central sector scheme built on a really clear premise. Literally no deserving student should miss out on higher education simply because of financial constraints. It's a real game changer.
And to truly understand the sheer scale of this, the government just informed Parliament that over 1.12 lakh collateral-free education loans have been sanctioned under this scheme so far. 1.12 lakh. That is a massive number of students getting the green light to pursue their dreams without the crushing stress of needing a guarantor.
Let's break down the financials here. Those 1.12 lakh loans amount to a staggering total sanctioned value of over 15,634 crore rupees. The whole scheme specifically targets students securing merit-based admission in quality higher education institutions. And here's the kicker. If a student's family earns up to 8 lakh rupees annually, they are eligible for a 3% interest subvention on education loans up to 10 lakh rupees. It's an incredibly targeted approach to easing that financial burden.
Okay, next up in our education section, we have a question of access. What is the name of the January 2025 scheme launched to provide nationwide access to high-quality academic journals? Is it the National Digital Library Mission, SWAYAM Plus, PM eVidya, or the One Nation, One Subscription scheme? Go ahead and lock in your guess. The correct answer is the One Nation, One Subscription, or ONOS scheme. This was launched to make absolutely sure that students and researchers across India aren't locked out of vital academic resources just because of insanely expensive paywalls. And honestly, this is an absolutely massive deal for democratizing knowledge.
But what is truly staggering here is the sheer volume of content that just got unlocked. Eligible institutions now have access to 13,000 journals. 13,000! And these aren't just any run-of-the-mill journals. They come from 32 different international publishers. So we're talking about a truly global database of knowledge placed right at the fingertips of Indian researchers.
This massive pool of knowledge covers a vast spectrum. We're talking science, tech, medicine, the arts, humanities, the whole shebang. It's available to eligible higher education institutions and R&D institutions across India. And you know what? It is already seeing huge adoption. Andhra Pradesh alone recorded over 3.11 lakh student users utilizing this scheme. That is hundreds of thousands of students logging on to expand their research capabilities, completely leveling the academic playing field across the country.
Moving on to Section 2, a triumphant Commonwealth comeback.
So, pivoting from the classroom straight to the weight room, Raja Muthupandi won which medal in the men's 65-kilogram weightlifting event at the 2026 Commonwealth Games? Did he bring home gold, silver, bronze, or did he miss the podium entirely?
Well, if you pick silver, you hit the nail on the head. But actually, looking at the medal alone is really only half the story here. The context behind this victory makes it one of the absolute most compelling narratives in recent sports history. Just think about this grueling 7-year comeback of pure resilience. Back in 2019, Muthupandi suffered a severe elbow ligament injury. And in weightlifting, an injury like that, it usually ends careers, period. But he spent years recovering, just waiting for the right moment, eventually returning to the sport exactly when his ideal weight class, the brand new 65-kilogram category, was finally introduced in 2026.
So this silver medal, it's the culmination of years of quiet, relentless rehabilitation. And the competition on the day was incredibly fierce. Muthu Pandey lifted a staggering total of 286 kilograms. That breaks down to 126 kilograms snatch and 160 kilograms clean and jerk. In the end, he was only bested by Malaysia's Osnel bin Bidin Muhammad. And Muhammad didn't just win gold, he set a brand new Commonwealth Games record with a massive 299 kilogram total. It literally took a record-breaking performance to keep Muthu Pandey off the top step of the podium.
Okay, Section 3. Sampling the solar system's rings. Moving on to our final frontier, let's see if you know this one. The Praxis mission, which was recently in the news for its goal to collect particles directly from planetary rings, is associated with which space organization? Is it NASA, the European Space Agency, Japan's JAXA, or India's ISRO?
The answer is NASA. They've officially selected the Praxis mission for their Innovative Advanced Concepts, or NIAC 2026 Phase 1 funding. So this means the mission is moving from a conceptual sci-fi dream right into actual development.
What's really fascinating here is the acronym itself. Praxis stands for Planetary Rings Autonomous Exploration with In-Situ Sampling. To actually pull this off, the mission will use an AI-powered, bio-inspired robotic explorer. So we're not talking about your standard, rigid, clunky satellite here. Imagine an advanced, bio-inspired robotic creature designed specifically for incredibly delicate maneuvers deep in space.
And it has a seriously ambitious itinerary. This autonomous robot won't just visit the famous rings of Saturn, it's going on a grand tour to study the ring systems of Uranus and Neptune as well. But perhaps most fascinating of all, it's also targeting ringed minor bodies like Charclo and Chiron. I mean, most of us don't even realize these smaller structures have rings, but this explorer is designed to analyze a huge variety of these cosmic phenomena all across our solar system.
So let's talk about the actual operational strategy. First, it uses AI to navigate autonomously, which is absolutely essential when you're too far from Earth for any kind of real-time remote control. Second, rather than risking a deep, destructive collision into the dense parts of the rings, it's just going to carefully graze the ring plane. Finally, it essentially acts as a delicate cosmic vacuum cleaner, capturing free-floating particles for on-site analysis without ever making a deep entry. It's just a brilliant, low-risk, high-reward approach to sample collection.
As we wrap up this explainer, we've seen massive schemes democratizing education, a weightlifter's awe-inspiring 7-year comeback, and NASA's plans to literally vacuum up planetary rings. It leaves us with a pretty profound question. As we build AI robots to harvest stardust at the edge of our solar system and democratize the entirety of human research right here at home, what limits are even left for human ingenuity to break? So what excites you more about the future? Unlocking unlimited free knowledge on Earth, or AI robots collecting dust from the rings of Uranus? Think about it. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next explainer.